"You won't believe what happened when this spoiled woman started laughing in court." The judge's reaction was swift and totally unexpected, leaving the whole room in shock. The solemn silence of courtroom 502 in Wayne County Courthouse, Redford Township, Michigan, was shattered by an unexpected sound of laughter on June 23, 2016. Judge Qiana Lillard's head snapped up, her eyes narrowing as she identified the source. Not from the usual spectators or passers-by, but from the family of the defendant themselves. What should have been a routine sentencing hearing would soon become a viral moment of accountability and a powerful lesson about respect in the justice system. Amanda Kosal, 25, stood before the court awaiting her fate for a drunk driving crash that had claimed the life of Jerome Zerker, a 31-year-old father of 5. The gravity of the situation seemed lost on some members of her family, particularly her mother, Donna Kosal, who would soon face consequences of her own for her inappropriate behavior in court. The courtroom was divided like a battlefield that day. On one side sat Jerome's family, his mother Rachel clutching a tissue, his sister preparing to deliver her victim impact statement, and his fiancée Brittany Johnson, who had survived the crash but suffered severe injuries. Their 5 children fidgeted quietly beside her, too young to fully grasp why their father would never come home again. On the other side sat the Kosal family, a stark contrast to the somber atmosphere across the aisle. As Jerome's sister rose to speak, the room fell silent. "My brother was the kind of person who would give you the shirt off his back," she began, her voice trembling. "He worked 2 jobs to support his family. Now his children will grow up without a father." That's when it happened. A snicker, then another. Amanda's mother, Donna Kosal, had found something amusing and was sharing it with another relative, both struggling to contain their laughter, completely ignoring the heart-wrenching testimony mere feet away. The judge immediately makes her regret it. Judge Lillard, known for her no-nonsense approach, stopped the proceedings mid-sentence. The atmosphere grew tense, as if the air itself chilled while she locked her steely gaze on the disrespectful individuals, leaving no doubt that their behavior would not be tolerated. "Whoever can sit here at a tragic moment like this and laugh and smile when somebody has lost a family member," she began, her voice sharp and unwavering, cutting through the room with a force that made everyone sit up a little straighter. She focused particularly on one of the individuals, stating, "That clown," and that's what I'm going to call the person, a clown, was sitting there smiling and laughing. Then, turning her attention to Donna Kosal, the judge delivered the words that would soon ripple across the internet. "And you can go too, because if you don't know how to act, you can go to jail. I understand you're upset because your loved one is going to prison, but guess what? She's going to prison for the choices that she made. These people are here grieving, saddened because a senseless act took away their loved one, and you're sitting here acting like it's a joke." Without hesitation, Judge Lillard ordered Donna to be taken into custody. 93 days in the Wayne County Jail for criminal contempt, she declared. The transformation on Donna's face was instantaneous, from dismissive disrespect to shocked disbelief as court officers led her away. "Not in courtroom 502? Not today and not any other day," Judge Lillard added, making it clear that such behavior would never be tolerated in her courtroom. The courtroom fell silent, the gravity of the situation finally sinking in for everyone present. Amanda Kosal, already facing the consequences of her actions, now watched as her mother was escorted out, her own poor choices compounding the family's troubles. The Zerker family, though still grieving, felt a small measure of justice in seeing the disrespect towards their loved one addressed so swiftly and decisively. Meanwhile, the sentencing of Amanda Kosal continued, and the full details of the tragic crash came to light. On January 17, 2016, Amanda Kosal had been drinking at a local bar. Security footage showed her stumbling to her car, ignoring friends who offered to call her a cab. She insisted she was fine to drive, words that would haunt her forever. That same night, Jerome Zerker had just picked up his fiancée Brittany from her late shift at a local care home. By some miracle, their 5 children, who usually accompanied their father to pick up their mother, had stayed with their grandmother that night. As Jerome and Brittany drove home, discussing, Amanda's car crossed the center line, hitting them head-on. Jerome died at the scene, while Brittany suffered severe injuries. But as she would later testify in court, the physical pain paled in comparison to the emotional trauma. In one senseless moment, she had lost her soulmate, and her children had lost their father. "I don't hate you, Amanda," Brittany said, her voice steady despite her tears. "What I hate is the choice you made that night. Jerome always said everyone deserves a second chance. So I hope you use this time to become someone who honors his memory, not someone who takes life for granted." Jerome's mother, Rachel, also addressed the court with an unusual request. She didn't want Amanda to just serve time. She wanted her to work and support Jerome's family the way he would have if he were still alive. "I want her to remember what her actions took from my grandchildren," Rachel said, her voice thick with emotion. "Every week, I want her to think about the lives she's changed forever." After the emotional testimonies from Brittany and Rachel, Judge Lillard called for a brief recess to consider the sentencing. The courtroom remained tense as everyone awaited the judge's decision. Upon reconvening, Judge Lillard addressed Amanda Kosal directly. "Miss Kosal, the gravity of your actions and their consequences cannot be overstated," the judge said. Amanda Kosal was sentenced to 3 to 15 years in prison for the deadly drunk driving crash. As she was led away, the weight of her actions and their consequences seemed to finally sink in. The courtroom fell silent once more, but this time it was a silence of reflection and understanding. As the courtroom emptied, following Amanda Kosal's sentencing, a flurry of activity erupted in the hallway. The Kosal family, still reeling from the double shock of Amanda's imprisonment and Donna's sudden 93-day jail sentence, huddled together in urgent conversation. "We need to get Mom out of there," Amanda's sister Jessica insisted, her voice trembling with a mix of anger and fear. "This isn't right. She didn't do anything wrong." Their father, John, nodded grimly. "I've already called Uncle Mike. He knows a good lawyer who specializes in appeals. They're on their way now." Right on time, a man in a sharp suit walked quickly toward them, carrying a briefcase by his side. "I'm attorney David Rosen," he said, shaking John's hand. "Mike told me about the situation. Let's find a quiet place to talk." They retreated to a small conference room, where Rosen listened intently as the family recounted the events leading to Donna's contempt charge, his brow furrowed as he took notes, occasionally asking for clarification. "Look," Rosen said, leaning forward, "I'll be straight with you. Appealing a contempt charge isn't easy, especially when it comes from a judge like Lillard. She's known for running a tight ship in her courtroom." "But there must be something we can do," Jessica exclaimed, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. Rosen held up a placating hand. "Our best bet is to prepare a sincere apology and request for leniency. We'll emphasize that Mrs. Kosal's behavior was out of character, brought on by the stress of the situation. We'll also need people who know her to speak about her usual respectful nature." The family nodded eagerly. Hope began to replace their despair. "The most important thing," Rosen continued seriously, "is for Mrs. Donna Kosal to show real remorse, no excuses or justifications. She must take full responsibility for what she did and express sincere regret, especially to the victim's family." As the family absorbed this advice, Rosen began drafting the appeal. The conference room buzzed with activity as they gathered character references and prepared their strategy for the following day's hearing. Donna Kosal, in a jail cell, was already coming to terms with the gravity of her actions, setting the stage for a transformative appearance before Judge Lillard the next morning. The following day, Donna Kosal appeared before Judge Lillard again, transformed by her night in jail. Gone was the disrespectful attitude, replaced by genuine remorse. Attorney David Rosen stood beside her, his presence a silent support as Donna addressed the court. "Your Honor," Donna began, her voice trembling slightly, "I want to express my deepest apologies for my behavior yesterday. It was completely unacceptable." Rosen nodded encouragingly, and Donna continued, turning to face Jerome's family. "To the Zerker family, I am truly sorry. My actions were thoughtless and disrespectful. You deserved better, especially during such a painful time. Mr. Zerker's memory deserves nothing but respect, and I failed to show that." As Donna spoke, Rosen presented the court with character references and a formal request for leniency. He emphasized Donna's usually respectful nature and the stress that had led to her uncharacteristic behavior. Judge Lillard listened intently, her expression unreadable. When Donna finished, the judge spoke. "Mrs. Kosal, I appreciate your sincere apology and the steps you've taken to make amends. While your behavior yesterday was indeed unacceptable, your remorse today is noted." She reduced Donna's sentence to time served, but emphasized the lesson. Actions have consequences. Let this be a reminder of the respect due in this courtroom and, more importantly, to the sanctity of human life. News of Judge Lillard's response to the courtroom disruption quickly went viral, with millions of viewers praising her swift justice and commitment to maintaining respect in her courtroom. But for the judge, it was about something other than becoming an internet sensation. In subsequent interviews, she emphasized the importance of upholding the dignity of court proceedings, especially during moments of deep grief and loss. Today, Judge Lillard's courtroom stands as a reminder that justice isn't just about laws and procedures, but also about basic human respect. The incident has become a valuable lesson used in legal education to show the importance of courtroom behavior and the power of a judge to maintain it. Law students now study the case, not just for its legal points, but for the important lesson it teaches about compassion, responsibility, and the human side of justice. As for Jerome Zerker, his family continues to advocate for stricter drunk driving laws and support other families affected by similar tragedies. The events in courtroom 502 that day remind us that true justice encompasses more than just verdicts and sentences. It requires respect. Respect for the law, respect for the court, and most importantly, respect for human life and the profound impact its loss has on those left behind. Judge Lillard's actions underscored an essential truth: that in moments of tragedy, the least we can offer is our sincere respect and attention. Visitors to the Wayne County Courthouse today might notice something special in courtroom 502. A small plaque now hangs near the judge's bench, bearing the words, "Justice without compassion is incomplete, but compassion without accountability enables poor behavior." It serves as a daily reminder of the day when a moment of disrespect led to a powerful lesson in justice, accountability, and the enduring impact of our choices. So, what do you think? Was Judge Lillard's response appropriate? Have you ever witnessed a moment of instant karma in a courtroom? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to see more stories of justice served, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Remember, your actions today shape someone else's tomorrow. Choose wisely, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.